Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Go Mode Podcast Mentor Tournament. We have the Fighter Sword Finals, our game two here. We have Hutch versus Karjan. Hutch is currently up one game, and we will be having an open mode today. Looks like we're starting, and I'll be joining you tonight. I'm Fire Element, and I am joined here by Proa. How are you doing today?
Good. Yeah, so we got game two of a best of three, and we will not be having any dark rooms. That's always nice to see right off the bat.
Yeah, always happy to see that right off the
Yeah,
start. You don't have to worry about it, though. We'll see. We'll kind of see where it leads. You can
yeah,
always start thinking Aga already at that point.
right. And looks like we've got little bit of a route divergence already. It looks like Hutch is setting up Houlihan, and Karjan is just going to continue on um, with the traditional opening, which is to check out everything from Lost Woods pretty much straight down to the quarreling brothers in the race game.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about this. Doing Houlihan immediately like this. It's not
It,
something
it
I've seen very often. It's very
it's
interesting play.
it's uncommon, but I get the logic. If the money is not flowing in CAC, which is possible, this covers your basic necessities as far as the bottle vendor, plus if you need bombs, you're covered there. So it's 150 rupees, as an insurance policy, but it does take time.
Yeah, it takes a large amount of time, and you're just kind of gambling that you just don't, pull like a 300 as soon as you hit
Right.
Kakariko. So, I mean, we'll see how it plays out. It could work
Yeah.
pretty well to their benefit, but it's gonna take a bit for us to see.
Karjan checking out the item drops. Got a small magic decanter, but that was it.
Yep, going into Kakariko without bombs, so we'll see what we find here. See if we get lucky with those.
Yeah. Okay. Just $20 from the tree.
Yep, nothing too important. Did we see Lumberjack on Karjan? I kind of missed it.
We did not. We've just got some money and there's the money.
And
Okay,
there's the
so
money. Yeah, that's it's kind of like I said, kind of a risky play to do that Houlihan like that.
at least from an item perspective, not required. Just $5 there. I mean, $5 is $5, but I'm not climbing a tower for it.
Yeah, even if you climb the tower, I don't think you're taking the time to go in there and get that. It's quite a lengthy trip into that tree.
Yeah. So the bombs coming up empty, as well as items in general.
Yeah,
The
we haven't.
power glove is the only thing that's come up so far in this early CAC run.
Yeah, got a lot of money though, a lot of rupees, which we
Yeah,
can buy some bombs now, and that's kind of setting up for Zora if
yeah,
needed. Had the money to get scammed by the bottle vendor, so
yeah,
it's kind of all we found though.
yeah. That's where Karjan's going now, and Hutch will be able to cover pretty much everything and be pretty well set uh, for Zora, but because that's now in logic with the glove.
Yep, and if Hutch goes here and buys bombs first, they'll make up a little bit of the time they spent
Mhm.
on Houlihan. We'll see if they decide to do that. It looks like they are.
So
Or yeah, they are.
yeah,
So I'll make up
so
a little
yeah,
bit of the time spent Houlihan, so I guess it did kind of come in handy here.
yeah. So yeah, this is gonna play out in Magic Cape. So you know,
Yeah, we're a sword away from Aga being in logic.
yeah, and thus far, we're still like at least 20 something checks away from even considering that as an idea. But you know, if you're the runners, it's probably already starting to cross your mind a little bit. Like, yeah, I don't love this, but
Yeah, I mean, when you start getting those items pretty early on, it enters your mind pretty much immediately. You're like, man, I'm getting all this stuff for Aga. Why? Is there a reason for this?
Yeah.
We did find a
There's a,
mirror on Karjan's side. It's
so
always nice to find a mirror pretty early on. It's gonna make traversal a lot easier once we finally hit the Dark World.
yeah, and it opens up Hera as a possibility now.
That is true. I don't think we've got a map check yet, so we don't know too much
No.
about Hera yet. We wouldn't be able to kill Moldorm currently, but if we find
Yeah.
something, we could hammer or
Yeah.
sword.
Yeah, that's the downside, but with South Hyrule, Saha, Eastern, Zora, still a lot to do. But the open this will be interesting, especially for Karjan. Karjan's down 0-1 here. There's kind of burn on the library, so if you're down 0-1, you know you might feel the need take some chances here and go for a couple of plays you probably wouldn't otherwise.
That is true. We'll kind of see what where this takes us. I do wish we would get a map check though. I'd kind of like to see
Yeah,
what we're playing with as far as those dungeons.
yeah,
Hopefully we
lots
get
of
one here soon.
more love. Karjan happily takes that for Charizard.
Let's see where Karjan's heading next. If they're just gonna go South Shore or maybe Unk or something. Nope, just going south.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, one thing about open seeds, that I've always kind of found a little almost frustrating is you never know, when's the time to go do escape, go do uncle, go do all that. When you're playing like casual boots, you don't have to worry about it. You're playing
Right.
standard start, you don't have to worry. But when you're playing open, it's always just kind of lingering in your mind a little bit. Like, okay,
Yeah.
when's the time to do this? And am I leaving anything behind there? Without any weapons right now, it's probably not too in the front of the mind. But
Yeah.
I mean, bombs can get you through it as well, though.
hmm Yeah, and we just got our map check, and we have a blue crystal at Eastern and red and blue pendants at Desert and Tower of Hera. And so,
That's interesting. So if we go to Hera, we may not have to worry too much about killing Moldor, just depending on where the items are.
right, yeah, if you get the first two out of the way really quick, you're essentially off the hook. Ooh, okay, that mini Moldorm kind of turned back there at the last second. Hutch is going to do back of escape.
Yeah, I really like this. You got the gloves. You should get there. Just
Yeah.
3 super quick checks.
Well, there's our sword. So Aga is now in play. We got a change of clothes.
And back of escape, pretty empty. Just heart piece and some rupees. Looks like Hutch may be going to Dark Cross from here.
Yeah, you got to do it at some point, and this is about as expedient as going the other way. Although again, no bombs. That's going to kind of throw the curve a little bit.
Yeah, having to deal with this key route with just bombs is it can be pretty rough. But yeah,
Yeah.
using the boomerang is smart
Yeah,
here.
I was a little surprised Hutch didn't go with that right away, and also got the wrong rat.
Yeah, I think the right one ran away from him to the
Yeah, I
right.
think he's gonna Hutch is gonna reset the room. Ice rod to bust.
Yep, and it doesn't look like we're going to fake flip or anything. We wouldn't be able to get into waterfall without the moon pearl, but
Mm.
like we're not gonna like do hobo or anything.
So the South Shore paying off a bit, pretty well here for Karjan, able to pick up a decent offensive weapon with the sword, and just a burrito in Dark Cross. So Hutch kind of drawing empty here.
Yeah, and that's kind of the risk you take of going to Dark Cross from the back here because,
Yeah,
if you would have went in the front, you would have known at that point it was just a map there and you could have just skipped it entirely. It's kind of like the risk. Unfortunately, the play didn't really pay off for Hutch. Looks like Karjan is not going to do it, which will be to their benefit. They don't know yet,
yeah,
but it looks like they may be going back that way now. So we'll see. We'll
yeah,
see what we get.
yeah. Uncle and all of that, what entails, and depending on the draw, again, that's really unlikely, but if Karjan wants to take a swing, this is your chance. This is their chance. Do Aga. Well,
Oh, get a flute.
let's stopgap that for just a minute. There's other things that need to be done.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, that doesn't do too much for us, honestly. I mean, we
No,
can activate it, but like it doesn't unlock anything that's not already available for us. So,
true.
um,
It does make Death Mountain more expedient, but that's about all it really has going as far as immediate. And oh dear,
oh yeah,
yeah,
Hutch ran
that's
out of bombs there. That's
Hutch
really
is
rough.
yeah. So a rough start here for Hutch.
Yeah,
Just
especially because that's where that sword is as well.
yeah.
So that's really brutal.
Yeah, that stings, and that's just the order of operations in a rando like this. Karjan pulling all the right numbers so as far as the order. Got the sword, now doing this, and this is so much easier.
Yeah, I mean, I do wonder if there will be any thoughts of kind of just going to Aga pretty soon. I don't think would be the best play, especially when you're, still looking for that moon pearl. But you never know.
Agreed.
Might want to try to make magic happen. So you never
No.
know when you're down. Down, you
Well,
sometimes like do the crazy plays, just hoping it somehow
yeah.
pays off.
Well, yeah, if you're down one zip, you're going to have to make a couple of plays just to kind of, try and force the issue a little bit. You know, within, as far as what and there's the Moon Pearl, so there's a moot point and more money. This is a very rich seed so far.
Yeah, money's not going to be an issue. Let's see what Hutch is doing next. Looks like they're at least gonna do Uncle. I'm curious if they'll do Escape as well, or if it's just Uncle. Especially when they get that flute, it may kind of
Yeah.
make them decide not to proceed. And I don't think we actually
Yeah.
got anything either on
No,
Karja's side.
it drew empty, and Karjan, because they did all the escape, they count correctly. They know that the map is in Dark Cross, so they don't have to worry about that. So
Yep, good awareness there. Save some time.
yeah, but yeah, it's like even with the mirror, you're still spending an extra 30 to 40 seconds doing this, and it's a lot of walking.
I do think Hutch does look like they're going to go in and do escape, which will be interesting. They only have bombs, so we'll see how this goes.
Yeah,
Standard was a mode during during this tournament, so I think a lot of players practice doing escape with bombs. So I think they'll
yeah,
probably be fine with it.
yes, indeed. And with a full complement, that makes it easier. So, Karjan gonna visit Sick Kid.
And just piece of heart. Not too good.
Yeah. Actually, the way Hutch is doing this with the boomerang, this actually makes it so much easier because you don't have to time your bombs to try, for movement's sake. You can just do this, you know, pretty easily.
Yeah, having a pretty easy time of it with that boomerang.
Mhm.
Fortunately, they're not going to get anything from escape, as we know, but we are going to get to see old man over here on Karjan's side. See what we get. Oh, a shield, lovely. Everybody loves a shield, right?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I love Fisher Price toys.
I mean, we may be able to end up with a mirror shield at this point. You never know. It's the best item in
Yeah.
the game, right?
Well, for some people it is. Others, well, at least as far as when you're doing like cross keys or key sanity, some of those other modes, it is kind of weird to see the mirror shield being a peculiar bit of logic with Laser Bridge.
Yeah, we saw the book up on Spec Rock. That's very interesting because that'll give us full access to desert, except unless it's
Mhm.
boots locked, of course. But
Of
it is a
course.
pendant as well, so it's kind of
Yeah.
interesting. We're kind of being funneled to pendant dungeons here quite a bit.
You got about a 1 in 4 chance of you have basically 1 in 4 chance of that actually being the case, of it being boots locks. So, you know, Blue Axis makes that pretty straightforward, and so
And nothing on Ether Tablet. It is now dead. Just some bombs. We'll get to see what's in Hera here.
yeah. That saying my totally unpopular opinion is Blue Cane is my favorite item in the game. Well, I don't know if I'd say favorite, but it definitely has some good utility.
Yeah, it can be pretty useful in spots, I suppose.
Yeah, yeah, it's like early, you get into situations with, land mows really early or blind. It's a good item to have as kind of a safety valve.
Yep, it can help you quite a bit on blind if you have to do it swordless. It also can help a bit on, you know,
Yeah,
vitreous if you go in there pretty low equipped.
yeah, oh yeah. The Blue Cane here, even though it's in the library, I don't think our runner's going to be going for that because they have Magic Cape.
You can also use blue cane strats on the Armos Knights as well, which can come in handy in certain situations.
You see that more in like Key Sanity, especially if you get early GT and you end up facing the Armless Knights. It's like, ugh. Well, I've seen many a runner resort to it.
Yeah, or if you run out of arrows in GT or you're
Mm,
low on arrows, it can really help you
yeah,
preserve those.
yeah. There's the big key. So 0 items so far in Hera.
Yeah, they're all upstairs, and I think Hutch still hasn't got that sword, right? So this is
I,
actually going to be very interesting.
yeah, this is unless a sword, one of the 2 items shows up and is a sword,
Yeah,
or
because of
a hammer pops up. This
mhm.
is going to be unpleasant
Yeah,
for
well, especially if the last item is on Moldorm, that can also like be a
exactly,
pretty
yeah,
big deal.
yeah. Karjan
Yeah,
setting up
Karjan's
for
running a bit low on health. Gonna have to be a little bit careful going
you know
forward here.
all those pots. Well, there's some pots on the 4th floor that have heart containers, and all the pots on the 5th floor
Yep.
have it.
Yeah,
Ooh,
yeah.
okay,
Karjan just switched the switch probably to get those heart pots
yeah.
on the next floor.
Hmm.
Smart move.
Yeah, so we had green pendant at Meyer, red crystals at Turtle Rock, and I don't remember the other one. I think it was Thieves. I think these was the other one. All right, so yeah,
A
Goldorm.
successful bomb jump by Karjan. Unfortunately, I didn't get anything, so it does look like Moldorm has an item, right?
Goldorm has an item.
So yeah, if it's something good, if it's some progression item, that's really good for Karjan. Kind of bad for Hutch.
It'd be very bad if it's something like hook shot, for example.
Yeah, hook shot. That would be a big one. Even hammer.
Oh yeah.
I think if it's hammer, you might get funneled to it a bit quicker than hook shot.
And so Trolldorm up 1-zip against Karjan. Okay. Vanilla piece of heart. On Desert Ledge, Hutch is... oh yeah, Hutch can't even open Sesame for... well, actually, no, they can, because you don't need the sword to open Desert.
Yeah, you're gonna be able to get in there.
Yeah. Okay, so... do this... oh boy!
Yeah, Moldorm is being a bit tricky right now. Oh, got him.
Yeah, just a blue boomerang at a Gina, so not much there.
And just a heart piece on Moldorm. I
Okay,
do. I am a little bit surprised we didn't step into Desert Palace before going to Agina. I guess because Hutch still has South Shore, it might make a little bit more sense to get this first.
Yeah, this is that running out of bombs, and again, he has 4 bombs, so he really cannot do this again. Oh, he has bees, yes. Well,
Yeah, this might take a while, but it'll get us through here. Actually, it doesn't take that long. The bee is oh, okay. The bee kind of disappointed us at the end there.
Uh-oh. Okay. Alright, that's probably gonna burn Hutch. Like, you're kidding me.
Yeah, I'm curious if he'll go back up to the mountain for Hera. Because I mean, at this point, what we're looking at either we need to do Aga, or we have something in Desert or Eastern. I guess we haven't checked Zora yet either.
No, and that is a bit out of the way. Might be
It is. I'm a little surprised we're doing Eastern over Desert. I feel like getting that book might kind of funnel you there a little bit, especially you can just check if it's boots locked or not and kind of go on your way quickly. Versus Eastern, now you're like risking the double dip of it. But we'll see how this plays out.
Double dips are never any fun, but it's still three potential items, and since you're already in the neighborhood with Saha, you might as it makes it a little more palatable. It's like, all right, well, let's do this anyways. So there's item number 1.
We might be getting the Zora checks here by Hutch. I'm really interested about these.
Yeah.
Having a little trouble with the fake flippers. Might not want to spend a bomb to make it easier as well, due to being so low on them.
There it is. All right, so.
Since we did find that moon pearl, we can check in Waterfall Cave as well.
Yeah.
See if we pull something really nice out of logic here.
Hutch is probably hoping so. first 20 minutes, 22, 23 minutes have just been well, that is pretty good.
Yeah, we got a Master Sword. That's pretty good. It doesn't do anything for us right at the moment, but
No,
it's nice to have.
it just makes combat easier. There's the big keys, so we're gonna gotten one item and a map so far. Karjan hoping the next two checks are both items, and almost holding.
Yeah, well, we did get an item, just not what we want.
Sank heart.
Karjan's heart count is like way larger than Hutch's right now. I don't know how
Yeah,
that ended up happening.
just I think more just checks in general. Yeah, 9 hearts because Hera had some heart stuff as well.
Okay, we got red mail and Zora, and I'll let you decide if that's a scam or not.
Well, Hutch probably doesn't mind just because great defense and 6 hearts. You can still some of those dark world enemies will give you a beating anyways.
Yeah, it's gonna make the Dark World a little bit better. Is Hutch doing Aga?
Looks like it.
I'm surprised.
Karjan got the third item. It was $50, so swing and a miss at Eastern.
Yeah, I'm really curious what's here in Desert. Well, maybe we're not checking Desert Palace and we're just going to Agena. Nobody wants to set foot in a Desert Palace. I'm personally a fan of doing it because you might not be boots locked. You might just get what you need, but apparently the runners aren't too interested in it.
Surprising. I guess the lack of boots probably is kind of turning them off.
Yeah, it is, but I feel like when you find that book early on like that, and you have gloves, you have lamp, like it's kind of just really making me think desert, and at least get in there and check, because you get in, you see its boots locked, okay, you're out. But yeah, guess we're getting Aga on Karjan side as well, so
yeah.
Hopefully our hammer is just not sitting inside of Desert Palace. We'll see how this turns out.
You would hope not. Or the other item that could kind of throw the curve a bit is Hookshot, because that just opens a bunch of checks on Eastern Death Mountain.
Yeah, because once we get to Dark World right now, we don't have that much to do. We have Pyramid Ledge, we have Catfish, and we don't know on Pod. It might be bow locked for all we know, and we get one check and we're done. So
right,
we don't have too much going on in Dark World right now.
Yeah, it's not great, but and then we know it's nothing in Lumberjacks. So again, they're.
Yeah, and we'll see how this plays out. Karjan's doing spin attacks on the ball and chain, which unfortunately does not do any more damage when you have the fighter sword.
Yeah. It's good. Good as a defense. It's kind of a defensive strat for multiple enemies. You don't want to be getting into fights with these guys, direct fights if you can avoid it. But
yeah, I'm really interested to see what we get in Dark World. Really curious if skipping going into Desert is gonna burn the runners, or if they're just gonna find a hook shot or a hammer just sitting right there on the pyramid.
Oof. Yeah. Hutch has got to just get through this final room without he's gonna fall off again.
I also do wonder if if pod is bow locked or not, and if it is, I don't wonder if either runner can mimic clip just to try to pull something out of logic from there if they go there.
It's possible.
I don't think they have potions right now, so they couldn't camera unlock. Unless I'm mistaken on that.
So Aga 1 underway.
We'll get our blue ball count. So far, Aga's playing pretty nice. And I said something, so there we go.
Yeah.
Also, really enjoying the Final Fantasy music that we got from Hutch's side. I think this is Final Fantasy VI, if I'm correct.
I believe it is. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it is FF6.
Makes sense. I think that's a FF6 sprite as well. I believe that's Shadow, so makes sense.
It is Shadow, yeah. All right, so went to all this trouble.
Yeah, let's see. All right, Pyramid is a bust. See if we go straight to Catfish or if we're gonna head to Pod.
They're two diametrically opposite direct places.
Yeah, I'm almost a fan of.
Yeah,
I was gonna say I'm almost a fan of going to Catfish at this point because you did egg and you have the mirror, so you can just save and quit back, and then like you Pod might be bow locked. We might be going here and getting nothing. So I kind of like doing Catfish, but.
Yeah,
we'll see.
If it's bow locked, I mean, you can do it either way. You can still save and quit, but I kind of get it. There is the potential for more play, but all right. So Karjan finished off Aga 1.
Yep, we'll see which way Karjan goes. If we'll get Catfish, I would like to see Catfish. Can we go that way? All right, we're going to Catfish. I do like this.
Yeah.
And here's also our moment of truth on Pod. Are we gonna get anything here? Are we gonna be able to progress, or is this it? All right, we are not bow locked. Personally, I hate going to Catfish, but I love watching other people go to Catfish. I'm a big fan of it.
All right. Moment of truth. Is Catfish holding something of holding progression?
Oh, yes. The bow. Wow.
Okay, DC Sensei. Go ahead and laugh. Laugh to your heart's content.
That's a very interesting bow, though, because what does it actually do for us, though?
Well, it finishes Eastern, which is a crystal.
It finishes Eastern. I guess it does let us get into the right side of Pod, which could be containing something. Which it looks like Hutch is going that way anyways. They may just be using Mimic Clip. Or no, they have a potion. They have a potion. Okay. I didn't see that they acquired one. So we'll see if this that bow is logically required to get something here.
That would be something.
Either way, I bet Karjan has to feel pretty good about getting that bow from Catfish.
Oh yeah, that's
And now it comes down to when is Hutch gonna get it, and where's the other bow at? If we find progression right here on Hutch's side, that might put them away from the bow, depending on what we find.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's the hammer. So we did logically need that bow. And yeah, like I said, Hutch might not be thinking Catfish for a while now and not getting
Well,
that bow.
especially, Hutch is not down Eastern. Hutch, is missing some pieces here.
Did we get a Dark World map check? I'm not sure if
We did.
do we know so Pod is Crystal. Do we
Yeah.
the tracker's not updated for the others, so I wasn't
Yeah,
too sure.
it was only like Hutch did it for like 2 seconds.
Gotcha.
I know Meyer was the green pendant.
So this, it's also good for Karjan because Karjan's going to be able to finish Pod here once they get that
Run
hammer.
a double.
And Hutch is going to have to come back. Yeah, they can go straight to Eastern right after this too, right? And just be done with this side of the world.
Right, they already did everything else in Eastern except finish because they couldn't. Now they can.
And also this pretty much confirms that Ega was required unless the mitts are sitting in desert.
Yes.
Which would be wild if that's the case.
Yeah. There's the bomb. There's some bombs. Hey, Ether.
Oh, we got Bombus as well. You just getting all the medallions here in Pod. So yeah, I think we have an item on Helma as well, right? If I saw that correctly.
I think that was 4. Yeah.
That could also be very interesting depending on what it is. Yeah, it looks like Hutch is hitting Eastern, which makes sense. Unfortunately, they're not going to get too much here.
No. Yeah, it was... Yeah, all 3... a hard container showed up and is one of the items. And I think a hard piece and some money.
Yep. Karjan about to get that hammer. You have to imagine they're probably feeling pretty good once they get this hammer. Getting that bow and that hammer, able to just finish this off. They got to be feeling pretty good about going to Catfish and
and
sequence here.
That was definitely I'm sure it didn't feel good going to Catfish, but as a whole, Karjan's been making all the right moves. Overall, except for that, maybe.
Yeah, getting a little bullied there by I don't know what those enemies' names are, honestly, but whatever they are. Are those Octoroks? They kind of look like them, but I don't think that's what they are. They may be called Helmet Beetle. I'm not sure. I'll trust that that's true.
Oh. I don't know why Karjan isn't just using the bow here.
Yeah, they might not know that the bow kills them. Well, no, they have the bow out, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be shocked if Karjan like does a death warp just to regain the hearts.
Maybe. Yeah, after.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah, now, well, this is getting a little scary now.
Yeah, especially in dark rooms, you can't bomb jump either. You're gonna have to do this the intended way, as it were.
Yeah, do
Watch.
have the magic cape if we're really afraid of, getting hit. Can pop that. Don't have it selected right now, but,
No.
Could use it. Oh man. I'm just... Oh, this is intense watching Karja get through this maze.
Hey.
Alright, looks like we're making it safely.
Ooh.
Yep, we're good. We're good. I'm surprised we didn't just,
Yeah.
lay the bomb. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, again, that health refill is going to be real good. And let's see what kind of hype cave we have over on Hutch's side.
Yeah. Our first look at Hype Cave tonight.
I mean, red potion's okay, I guess. Flippers, that might be okay. All right. Do we know is swamp? Swamp is crystal, right? So that's
Correct. Yeah.
I'll give that like a 5 out of 10 hype cave.
Yeah. The bottle and the flippers put over. I think actually getting a health refill for Hutch was nice. I'm sure too.
Yeah, I mean it wasn't the greatest hype cave, but it's okay. I'll give it a solid
Yeah,
5 out of 10.
It had progression. That's all you can really hope for.
And this Bombus tablet check-in as well makes sense. Kind of
I
here.
think all the other Dark World dungeons that are question marks are crystals. I believe.
Oh,
Well, that's good.
yeah, hook shot. That's a good hook shot to get. Sometimes, sometimes you might think about skipping Bombos to try to maybe combine it with Swamp or something. But well,
Yeah.
we kind of need to go there. We might just go into Swamp right now as well.
Yeah.
I would expect. Yep.
I believe the other red crystal was thieves, but I'm not gonna. Don't quote me, as I only saw it for like 2 seconds. But I thought the second red crystal was thieves, but we could leave it.
Yeah, I didn't see it either. I'm gonna upgrade that hype cave to a 6 out of 10 now. Since it let us go directly into Swamp right now, I'm giving it a 6 out of 10 at this point.
That's fair.
That might be big for Hutch. It'll depend on how Karjan routes when they get to that Bombos tablet. But if it's a bit, that's that's a big get for Hutch.
Well, with yeah, we'll see.
And just bonds from Helma. But we got a crystal. I think that's it's our first crystal.
Yeah, 43:30 in.
Yeah, you always know it's a fun seed when you're getting your first crystal. 40 plus minutes in.
Yeah. So Karjan's gonna just. Okay, the red crystal was swamp.
Yeah, with red crystal being swamp and TR, like Pyramid Fairy at this point, I can't think of much that could be in it that we're gonna need.
No.
Because like the things that lock those 2 dungeons is almost everything at that point, right?
We've seen everything out. Everything else that could have been is in play. Has already been seen. So yeah.
Yeah, so I think Pyramid Fairy is pretty much dead at this point.
I think so. Yeah.
I guess boots could be the one. Never mind. Our boots are just there. Okay.
Das Boots!
Yeah, missing out on the bow for a Hutch is kind of bad, but they got the hook shot and the boots now, so I'm sure they're feeling pretty good about that. I didn't see if we got the compass or not in Swamp, but I just did see the map, so we have at least one item left side.
Yeah.
It sounds like we saw the compass as well, so we have two. I don't think we've seen the big key, so if it's on Argus, good chance we might come back in here on Hutch's side.
Pretty 606. So Karjan up 2-zip on the crystals.
Yeah, and it'll be very interesting to see where Karjan goes next. If they do something similar, Hype Cave and Bombos Tablet, that's it's going to be really good for them, and it's the advantage Hutch can get from it will be gone. So we'll see which way they go.
Activating the flutes, so looks like it's going to be a thieves play.
Yeah, that's good for Hutch. They're gonna have the boots advantage for a bit longer.
True.
And we'll see when Karjan gets to that hook shot. Oh, that is true. Karjan doesn't have the Master Sword as well, right? They never did the. It was in Waterfall Cave, yeah. So. Yeah, that's actually, I didn't think about that. That's true. Very, so that actually paid off a lot for Hutch then going to do those flipper checks out of logic paid off pretty big in the end.
But, we'll see what happens. And Karjan's got some stuff to do in here in this area. There's the 3 items in the Village of Outcasts, 4 in Thieves Town, Digging Game, Stumpy, 2 in Skull Woods if it breaks right. So there's and Bumper Cave, plus Graveyard.
Yep, and we do have Hutch going back in for the left side and big chest. Makes sense. There's 3 things in here, so it's going to be hard to leave 3 items.
Yeah.
Oh, Kana Samaria. Very nice. Yeah, at this point, we kind of start thinking about what's our go mode. We need both rods for TR. We need mitts.
Right.
And we need bow, which we know is on Catfish. And I believe that's kind of it at this point. We'll see how the left side swamp pays off here, if there's anything, or that cane is all we're getting. I feel like you have to be happy with what Swamp has given you already with the boots and the cane of Samaria.
That's a pretty good haul.
Yep, left
You know, I
side's
thought,
kind of a bust, but like I said, you're probably pretty happy with what you got in the dungeon.
but yeah, so it's 2-1 on the crystals. Both have very different items at this stage. Karjan probably overall with the lead, um, but Hutch picking up some pretty good stuff because thanks to that out of logic Master Sword Waterfall Cave.
Yeah, Karjan probably slight lead, though I will say, the longer Hutch has those boots and Karjan doesn't, they're definitely going to be
True.
Hutch will definitely be making up some of that time, and especially not having the Master Sword on Karjan's side,
Yeah.
where the other sword is can be a pretty big deal at this point too.
Yeah.
So even I would say Hutch is in a pretty decent position right now as well. I think they're both runners at this point are in good
Yeah.
positions in different ways.
Right. Yeah, Karjan's gonna. Yeah, overall, 2 crystals in the books, and we'll see how long it takes Karjan to get that bow. Because you know, there's the decided kind of disadvantage here where Hutch already did because Hutch did the uh, the Zora stuff on the light side. It could be a while before catfish comes up as an option.
Yeah, and it also is largely about where is that second bow. If we just
Right.
have another bow sitting somewhere, then it might not even matter.
It might not.
Yeah, it looks like Hutch getting that blue cane. Don't really think we need it right now.
No.
Since we got the cape, so but
Yeah.
if they're a fan of it, why not? You're kind of in
Yeah.
the area, I guess.
Yeah, the cape kind of takes care of all of that utility, but yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, so we do have an item in the big chest, Thieves Town, but have the hammer, so not a problem. Oh, and that's vanilla mitt, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Oh, that's crazy. Vanilla
Yeah,
mitt, man.
that is wild. So, so that actually makes more checks, and that's actually going to probably move Karjan closer towards flippers and all the other goodies.
Yeah, it is. It also depends on, um, where what we're feeling about those mitts as well.
Hmm.
And kind of what those get us if we're starting to do smith chain and such. What's there.
So, but there. Oh, didn't get the 9. There it is. 9 sword hits, regardless of sword. And there's our final item, a heart piece. So, Karjan gets crystal number 3 at 5312. So, a nice run of 3 crystals in 10 minutes.
Yep, and
Karjan.
I think best case scenario for Karjan at this point is they find a sword on the
Mm,
way, like they do Smith Chain, and one of the progressive swords is there because yeah. Otherwise, it might be a bit before finding that Master Sword. You almost might be motivated to possibly think going up to the mountain before doing those flipper checks or something like that. So.
yeah. Our fine restreamer, Mr. Angry Pants, is saying he believes Hutch is almost assuredly going to the mountain after Thieves, and yeah, I mean,
I mean, that makes perfect sense on Hutch's
it
side.
does. It absolutely does. Find out what TR is,
Mhm.
and get a wealth of checks.
Yeah, so many checks. You have the hook shot. You can get
Yeah.
everything in Hookshot Cave, everything in Light World. Like, There's a lot up there. The question
Yeah,
is like if Karjan doesn't find a sword, will they think that okay, the mountain is a bit more dense than doing like those flipper checks and kind of like
yeah.
be led astray to finding that sword?
So in the meantime, Karjan going to do the Smith is doing Smith chain. No boots, so got to do the hammer pegs the slow way.
Yep, this is the dev intended way to do this. Oh,
Uh,
whoa! Well, there's a sword. Yep, that's
oh,
best case scenario for Karjan.
yeah,
Best case scenario right there.
that's huge. Yeah, that's gonna really provide some badly needed breathing room.
Yes, I would expect they're gonna probably get that purple chest, check Bombo's tablet, get hook shot, maybe do hype cave, go to swamp, and kind of just be
Yeah,
kind of removing the advantage that Hutch has kind of got from that. But it is true that it is possible Karjan may never find that waterfall cave sword, which if the other progressive sword's in a bad location, it may
yeah,
we may end up with a Master Sword Ganon fight versus somebody that's doing Tempered Sword Ganon, which could be a
yeah,
big difference. Master Sword Ganon's it's a hard fight. It's a very
yeah.
hard fight.
It seems unlikely just because of all the stuff that hasn't been done yet, and with easy access, easy flute access, I don't see it.
Yeah, I mean, it just depends on what we find on the mountain because I would expect, Cardin's gonna get that hook shot, probably hit Hype Cave with the flippers, go do Swamp, and then I wouldn't be shocked to see them head to the mountain if we find, if we find both rods up there. It's kind of go mode at that point, right? I get pending the TR medallion requirement, I
Yeah.
suppose. Karjan's gonna get the flippers here. Just gonna get the hook shot. Fully expecting Swamp to get the boots and cane. I think that there being 3 items left in Swamp after you finish it. Like I don't think most people would ever skip that. So
No.
and see it's on purple chest here. Yeah, it's not a very exciting chest.
No.
I think that's a lot of hassle for a single green rupee.
Here comes the hook shot.
Yep, gonna be going into swamp with that, and assuming Karjan doesn't decide to leave 3 items behind, I
That
think
would seem like
yeah, it'd be very unlikely, but I'm gonna say Karjan's position is I would say favorable compared to
yes.
Hutch at this point. The one advantage Hutch has is the tempered sword, which will save some time on bosses and especially
Yeah.
Ganon situation. But Cardin's position is favorable, but there's still a lot to go, and who knows where those rods are hiding. Might have something fun like fire rod in front of Skull Woods, everyone's favorite. And Cards is just working their way through Swamp here. Hutch is kind of just, following in the footsteps of what Karjan did, about to go turn in that purple chest. After this
Yeah.
purple chest turn in, I would expect a flute to 1. Check out the mountain because it's very dense at this point. Very, very dense.
Yeah. Maybe a pit stop toward the mire, at least mire shed, and kind of clear that area. You got 3 quick checks with the shed plus checkerboard.
That's true. That wouldn't be the worst idea as well. Like, if you find
Yeah,
one of your rods there, then once you find the next one, you're just done.
right.
So
It kind of a dink and dunk kind of situation, but could work.
it looks like, well, um, oh, we might just be doing ice. Wait, yeah, we might. I think we're doing ice palace at this point.
I think yeah, ice, yeah.
You know what? That's actually kind of a good idea too.
Or well, probably yeah. Check it. Okay, nothing there. I gotta check hobo.
Maybe we're not doing ice palace. And Hobo just has some arrows for some unknown reason. Don't even think he has a bow, but if you want to collect arrows, who am I to judge? I think we are doing Ice Palace though, which makes sense. You have a clearable crystal.
Yeah,
Might as well do it. You have Canis and Mario, so it's going to be pretty smooth. You have a Tempered Sword, so I think it makes a lot of sense. Might
yeah.
find your Fire Rod in here, which that's kind of a it's what happens more often than it should, right? Did Karjan not get the boots, by the way? I think I missed it.
They did. Yeah, I don't know why they're not using them.
Okay, I was a little confused.
Like, yeah, like your boots are there for a reason. All right, so
Oh,
Hutch
okay.
got
There's our gold sword and ice palace. So Karjan's not gonna have to worry about staying on that master sword for forever. And as we've passed the 1 hour mark, let's go ahead and give a shout out to both of our runners here who are putting on a great and entertaining match for us. We have Hutch755, in fact, and Karjan. So go ahead and give both of those a follow if you want to, follow 2 people who play Link to the Past and can be, entertaining to watch. And then also, let's go ahead and shout out all of our crew and give everyone a follow. We have Mr. Angry Pants on the restream. And we have Umbra tracking, and we have Proa here with me on comms today.
Yeah. Just not kind of all over the place here. Finally got through Argus' shield, but man.
Oh, sorry, is it Umbra? I apologize if I
Umbra? Yeah.
mispronounced that.
Four to two crystal. There's the fire
There's
rod,
the fire rod.
as you
Nice.
predicted.
Yeah, what a shocker. What a shock. And thankfully, Karjan's going back in here for that cane.
Okay, Karjan does indeed have boots. Just never used it.
Are we sure Karjan got the boots?
Yeah, Karjan used them.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Oh, why didn't that work? It looked proper to me. That's weird.
There it is. Out of bombs, so some of the clipping.
Karjan, you gotta check the big chest, please.
Fire rod was in a big chest.
And Hutch getting some magic here. I need to. Well, yeah, bomb boost. It's not too big of a deal, I guess, but might as well get some. Karjan, please check the big chest.
Karjan,
please don't forget it. They might
hell?
not have realized they got the big key and think it's on left. That's actually really bad, especially if they're like, "Oh, it's one check, and I don't need it." Like, ugh. This might be really bad. We'll see.
Yeah, this would be absolutely backbreaking.
We got Hutch starting on cold stare here with using the fire rod. I was gonna say with the gold sword, it's a couple quick swipes, but we're just doing the fire rod.
Okay,
Works just as well.
Karjan did not immediately go to mirrors, so
yeah, I'm really glad they're going back for this and not just saying, you know what, I'm good. Because if they miss this Samaria, that lead they have would kind of disappear instantly.
All right, so there's Cane of Samaria.
Yeah, we'll see if Karjan has the Ice Palace or not here, or if they decide to do the mountain play. Going to mountain, I wonder if if they're feeling a little bit more reluctant to go into Ice Palace on that Master Sword. Hutch heading to Skull Woods makes perfect sense. Got the fire rod. Need to clear this crystal. It'd be kind of big if that ice rod is here. And Paradox left us a bit disappointed on Karjan's side. Got a blue potion, which yeah, I mean it's nice to have, but it's kind of not what you
Yeah.
need right now. We will get we'll get the TR knowledge. It'll be interesting if TR is Quake. That'll be very interesting.
Yeah, that would kind of throw everything.
And Hutch about to head to Mahula, and Karjan will get to see the medallion requirement for TR. And it's Ether. But not too worried about Quake. Unless, of course, our Ice Rod is in Mire and Quake unlocks Mire. Then
That
perhaps we
would be
would be interested.
That would be pretty hilarious.
Nice Mothula fight on Hutch's side. Got another crystal there. That's 4 crystals now.
They're tied on crystals,
yeah,
4 to
tied at this
4.
point. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, they 4 complete. Yeah, two in common, but yeah, 6 of the 7 crystals are accounted for.
Yeah, we're really hunting for that Ice Rod at this point.
Yeah, what a shock.
Yeah, I know. There's a good chance it's just sitting in TR, which unfortunately Karjan doesn't have that fire rod, so can't try
Right.
to make that happen.
So ice might be the next rotten, might be next on the list. Honestly,
Yeah, I would imagine, unless Karjan wants to check Mire area. Oh wait, sorry, I didn't. What was it?
It's going to be the 3rd shield.
Oh, well, Mirror Shield is dead.
Yeah, no, sorry, folks. There will be no Riot Shield today.
Is Karjan going into TR? You know, I can respect it. I respect it. We kind of really want to hope that we get locked immediately though for Karjan. They want to get locked immediately here. Well, we really hope we get locked out soon.
There's the other bow.
Oh,
Woods.
Wow.
So that is huge.
That's huge.
So the catfish gamble is now basically a footnote.
To some extent, yes. It did allow Karjan to not have to, double dip pod.
That's certainly true. I mean, it's not, but that erased like the one supreme advantage Karjan. Oh, and Karjan just got popped by the chain chomps. But that erased the one supreme advantage Karjan had, was the bow. That's gone.
Yep, it's no longer this big deal anymore, and I was kind of hoping that death would encourage Karjan to leave. I really hope that next chest isn't a key.
Yeah.
Here, what is it? Oh no. Oh no.
Yep.
This is very unfortunate.
Vanilla piece of heart at graveyard.
The only way this could potentially work out for Karjan is if they find the ice rod in here and Hutch does not want to go into TR without the ice rod and like delays it heavily. That's the only
Well,
way this could be of any use to Karjan.
oh boy. Well, too bad Sankart's already... Okay, there's some...
Yeah, I was gonna open that via Sankart. But yeah. So Hutch is heading to Fod, gonna get 2 more crystals here real quick, and then, I mean, yeah, all they have is TR, and, there's a good chance they just head to TR, and,
Yeah.
hope the ice rod is there.
And chat pointing out Big Key is fire rod locked, so yeah.
Yeah. I think, I think best case for Karjan is, maybe the ice rod isn't in TR and Hutch comes to TR and also has to, play the double dip game.
Yeah, this is the last check Karjan can do. Jesus.
Yeah, just
swing and a miss, so
yeah.
back to the drawing board.
Yeah, hopefully Karjan just heads to ice at this point. I mean, I think it's the logical play. There's not much else out there. Maybe you think about doing the Zora checks first, but
Karjan's thinking about it.
Or Meyer area, yeah. Really, Karjan really doesn't want to go to Ice Palace. I do wonder if it's because not having the fire rod and not having like a better sword is just kind of putting them off from it. Unfortunately, we know we're not gonna find anything here. I mean, we might find Ice Rod, I guess, but. Did we see the Meyer medallion, by the way? Yeah, I think I
it was Bombos.
Okay. Are we going into Meyer? Or desert, perhaps? I don't like this.
I'm not.
We have a clearable crystal.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing I said, if they're just like not comfortable with having to do cold stare with no fire rod and master sword, that's the only thing I could think that's really stopping it at this point. But
Yeah.
the unfortunate part is we know that both of those things are in Ice Palace.
That's okay.
We're just I was curious if we were just gonna like rush Landmo here, but it looks like no. Hopefully we're getting to Ice Palace. Skull Woods front, bumper ledge, graveyard ledge. Like, is this? Yeah.
Karjan, it's lost the plot somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, I almost wonder, do they know you can do Ice Palace with Bombos? Like, I'm actually
I would,
wondering at this point.
I would think so. I would assume so.
I would assume so too, but they're not going to Ice Palace, so I'm kind of trying to figure out why.
Just got grabbed by the Wall Master.
Oh, they will get the silvers here on at the very least, right?
About to get silvers. That's good. I mean,
Yeah, it's
but
something.
yeah, Hutch is definitely in the driver's seat right now. Going to be up 6-4 on crystals, and is an ice rod from Go.
Yeah, I
Now,
think at this point it comes down to that ice rod location.
you know,
If it's in TR and Hutch goes directly to TR after this, they're in a really strong lead at that point.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, let's see what Hutch's plan is if they're gonna head up. They haven't done mountain either, right?
no.
Yeah, so it makes the most sense. There's so many checks up here, and then you just go into TR and hope it's there if you don't find it. So the best case scenario for Karjan, Ice Rod is not in TR. That is what will kind of keep them in this at this point.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Hutch definitely in a really good position here, and yeah, with all the mountain checks, yeah, this is really gonna. There wasn't a lot, but it's gonna give more health and just some more. It's really actually really about it. Arjun just
Yeah, having a little trouble setting up that bomb jump, unfortunately.
yeah, he
You have to
keeps
wonder
missing
when
it.
it's quicker just
Well,
to
can't do it
drop
that
down the
way.
other way. Yeah, you have to go out and drop down, unfortunately. Actually, can you hook shot through this? I don't know. I've never done it.
No, not from there. You can't.
No,
Oh,
apparently
well,
you can.
oh, okay.
I've never done that, but I was thinking, like, you know what? That might actually work. Learn something new every day about this game.
Tell you, it's 35 years old and still surprising us.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen Bumper Cave or Graveyard Ledge at this point, right? So, um, actually, maybe we have seen Bumper. Those arrows look familiar.
Karjan didn't do this check. It's gonna be a blind check for $5.
Yeah, I think I earlier said we're never going to see these $5, but
We're
well,
going to see those $5.
yep.
Karjan,
I
looking
just
so good a half hour ago with 3 crystals in the bag and all the items, but the worm turned on Rando, and Hutch now a single item away from Go.
oh god, don't die, Karjan, please.
Yeah,
Oh, that's close.
yeah.
Yeah, let's see what's on Graveyard Lodge. I don't think we've seen this.
Hutch did it.
Okay, okay.
It wasn't. It wasn't anything. I think it was vanilla piece of heart actually.
Ah, okay. Yeah, we're gonna spiral cave check here. Did Karjan actually check spiral cave? I think they might have skipped it.
The spiral, yeah, was skipped.
Yeah, because they went straight to TR. So
Yeah,
this will be crazy if it's the ice rod. Just a single arrow.
the arrow of destiny.
Can Karjan please go to Ice Palace? Oh, are we going to Ice Palace or are we going to Azora? Which is it? We're going to
Like it's
Zora.
with Zora. Nope.
Or we might be doing Hobo, actually. Another kind of issue right now for Karjan is they have no magic. They are out of magic. So even if they wanted to go to Ice Palace, I don't know if they have any blue or green potions right now.
Yeah, I don't think so.
So, you know, it's kind of another issue at play right now. Karjan is going to find that tempered sword and probably red mail if they go to Zora as well, which I would
Yeah.
expect.
Yeah, and then get the gold sword right after that in Ice Palace.
Also, on Hutch's side, it looks like they weren't too interested in going into TR. Well, at least before. They may be interested now.
Yeah, I think it was just more clear on the decks first and making sure you had everything significant from the overworld accounted for before making this plunge.
Yeah, and since it was a since it was a Aegis seed and we have the mirror, there's not really many opportunities to save a portal either in TR. And I'm guessing Karjan is going to go get some magic here and then probably head into Ice Palace. I'd have to imagine. Right, and with Hutch heading into TR, I think this is kind of, you know, the moment of truth, so to speak. If the Ice Rod is in TR, you know, that's going to be a very, very large lead on
Well, I
Hutch's
mean,
side.
even if it isn't, it's like, where else could it be?
It would have to be in Meyer at this point, right?
Yeah, it'd have to be Meyer. Yeah, there's no other available options. Oh, okay, Karjan does.
Actually, we haven't checked Desert Palace either. Karjan went in there, got the big key, and then left, right?
Yeah. Alright, so this is stuff Karjan couldn't do because no fire rod at the time.
We know there's a big key here,
Yep.
and there's
I
our
figured it
small.
was gonna.
Karjan's going to get the unfortunate news about the progressive sword just sitting right here in Ice Palace.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, like, how much time does it take to get through TR versus, how much time it takes to clear Ice and Skull Woods. In the event that the Ice Rod is not in TR, like, how much time would Hutch still be ahead?
Yeah.
Because if we do come into a situation where they enter GT a minute apart or something, those silvers could actually make that difference up.
It could, but it's gonna at this point it's gonna take a lot for Karjan to get back in this. All those overworld checks before going to ice is really putting them behind the 8 ball here.
Yeah, you never know what happens though. Like I said,
Yeah,
if Ice
true.
Rod isn't in TR, the hunt for it can be interesting.
Yeah.
Death here, GT routing. There's always time to be made up.
There's the fire rod, much to Karjan's relief and probably annoyance at this point. The chat pointing out fire that is locked by fire happens more often than you'd think, which is kind of wild.
And everything past Mimic Cave and TR we have not seen yet, so this is kind of the point where we might see that Ice Rod. Karjan fans, you don't want to see it. Hutch fans, you do want to see it.
Game 3 fans don't want to see it.
Exactly. That's where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
I like every race to be as close as possible, and I like every series to go to the third game.
Well, there's half magic, always a win for your optional items.
And in this next chest, it could be the Ice Rod. We'll see. All right, Ice Rod could be on Magic Bat.
That is true.
Wouldn't that be annoying?
It would be annoying.
Yeah, other than what's left in Laser Bridge, we basically have Meyer, Desert Palace. We haven't seen anything in either of those. Green Pennant from Meyer and Magic Bat at this point. I think that's all we haven't seen.
Yeah. There's crystal number 5.
If Ice Rod's not on Laser Bridge, I'm going straight to Magic Bat and hoping it's there and then saving that portal.
Yeah, exactly.
Might even considering doing Desert before Meyer with like the book to get in just to try to save that portal.
Okay, item number 1. 2 items. because we need a key, and we've already seen the compass.
Oh man, we have
more
two fetch quests.
For you fans of fetch quests, we are giving you the fetch quests. All right.
Yeah, last one's a key.
Yep. So.
Yeah. So chat said can't save portal with agate dead. You can save your portal if you don't go to the dark world, which magic bat, mushroom, desert. You're not leaving the light world. You can save it.
Yeah, with these 2 checks you can do it, but if these come up empty, well, it's a moot point. It's gonna be a long double dip.
Very possible, logically required double dip.
Yeah.
We're gonna find out real soon.
First fetch quest is
arrows.
A waste. Well, getting a health refill is nice, I suppose.
Yeah,
all right.
Something.
Next, the magic bat.
And Karjan's heading Mothia. Like I said, if Magic Bat doesn't have Ice Rod and Karjan goes straight to Meyer after this, I mean, it's a lot closer than you think.
That would even the odds, yes. And
just bombs. I mean, like I said, it could be close depending on what Karjan does after this. And if I was in Hutch's position, I would heavily consider going to desert through the light world just so I can try to save that portal.
Well,
I would be trying my hardest to save that portal.
Oh,
we haven't checked Spike Cave yet, have we?
No, we have not. So
this does kill our portal.
It does, but so
yeah, if just Karjan's like what, maybe minutes kind of behind at this point.
Depends on the next move. I mean,
yeah,
depends on. It's got to be to get back into this Meyer Desert, and they still have to do parts of TR because again, missed out on a few items. So
yeah, let's see where Karjan has.
Missed out on a few keys. So
doing a pedestal check makes sense.
Yeah.
Is it Spike Cave? And there's our ice rod. Now, if Karjan heads straight there, they're kind of still in this. If they head straight there right now,
yeah, like immediately, yeah. This
they're on one. Hit it, do it. Oh, are they going to Spike Cave?
Let's find out. Actually, I think the answer is
I don't know where else they'd be going right now.
Well, yeah, Spike Cave are doing the rest of TR and hoping like hell you come up with the ice rod in there.
I really hope they do Spike Cave first.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess Hutch is gonna be. I mean, we can time at this point, I guess, and see.
Yeah,
when they enter TR, and then you have to figure that Karjan's gonna have to do laser bridge and the fire outside.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, this was the best move Karjan could have made.
Yeah, so 139 on the nose for go mode. So yeah, Hutch still with probably at least a 90-second to 2-minute lead, I'd say.
Yep, probably 2-minute lead at least. I would have to
Yeah.
say, the time could be made up depending on GT routing plus the silver advantage.
The
Um,
silver advantage is helpful. So clock that about what 139.38 to get in the door. So um, all right. So yeah, Hutch gonna have to do this whole thing again.
gonna be about a little over a minute, I think.
Yeah, about 80 to 90 seconds.
Yeah. So
Yeah, maybe
we're at a minute
maybe.
right now.
Yeah, I clocked it at 139.38.
Oh, was it
In the
38?
38, yeah, in the just getting in the door into TR.
Oh, it's pretty much about a minute and a little change.
Yeah, but it's about a 105, we'll say, is the difference. So, but again, Karjan's still got to get the big key, get the other key, and laser bridge. Well, which one was it? I think it was the second
Uh,
chest.
yeah, but I think it's second or second from the top. I can't
Yeah,
remember because I think
I was
Hutch
like,
went bottom up, right?
Hutch went bottom up because the first two items were what powder and a mushroom. Hutch had a hard time with this in the earlier, so and nearly fell again. Nerves, I don't know what their expectations are, as far as time, but because I checked their last race, the Hutch one had a winning time like 153, so your internal after a while, I think it's true with any random. You kind of have a sense of, if this seat is good or bad. If this is, beating you over the head with, a with a steel chair or something, or if it's being really nice.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny because I feel like from Hutch's perspective, it might not seem that bad, but from Karjan's perspective, it probably seems really bad because of that fire rod location.
Arjun just skipped magic, so we'll see if
Yeah,
that means we'll see if that means anything.
with silvers, it's probably not going to make that big of a deal.
Probably not.
Saving a little time here, so not a bad thing to skip, honestly. Kind of
140.
guess we're kind of lucky it's not the key, but
True. Yeah, Karjan just going for it now. Karjan probably feeling like gotta just make it up. All right, chat. You know what time it is. It's our favoriteest game in the whole world. There are 22 checks where the big key could be in Ganon Tower. Now it's time for you to guess on something that could have been better spent on Powerball. 1 to 22. What are we thinking?
yeah, I got to say 22, right?
I mean, for the lulls, right? I'm going 18. I haven't seen a nice deep dive lately. We need one of those.
Yeah, I'm saying whatever it takes to get Karjan to make up some time so we can get a game 3. That's what I want.
We're off. Karjan's setting up also. Chest number 1. Compass is a near sync there between TR and GT. Oh no.
Yeah,
Karjan,
Karjan has having a little
you
bit of a
used.
difficulty here.
Oh, that's right. Doesn't have Cane of Burna.
Yep.
It
Oh
was
yeah,
the
that
top.
key was right at the top. Going top to bottom would have
Yeah,
really been the play here. But you never know that, right?
yeah.
You can't know.
Right, there it is. All right. All right. So 3 is $20. 4 more $20. Explosives. Oh no,
No.
out of magic.
Yeah, should probably use that.
Oh no, Karjan.
Yeah, probably should have used that blue potion. I think they took the safety door though, so it's
Yeah,
not too big of a deal.
no, that was yeah. So 7 is 10 arrows. All right. Okay. 8 small key. Another small key.
And
And it is
kind of all the keys were in that room.
yeah, no kidding. 11 is the correct answer. So, if we're playing by Price is Right rules, the closest to without going over is we have a tie between Umaga and M. Haggett. So, congratulations. Now go out and buy that Powerball ticket.
Tie. I think whoever put in the number first wins, right?
Well, in that case, it would be Lumaga, but we're feeling feeling a little magnanimous.
Yeah. Yeah, so, as far as what Karjan can do here, if they do DM route, just go, left first, they're going to make up a good what, 30 seconds to a minute, I think, compared to what Hutch did.
About that, yeah. Um, yeah, there's a 3 minute and 43 second difference on the crystal grabs, so Karjan gonna have to hustle. And also is gonna need some help, I think, from Hutch. Hutch is gonna have to make a couple of unforced errors here.
Yeah, the Ganon fall would do it.
That would help, especially since Hutch again does not have silvers. Because Hutch did not need to go to Catfish, as it turned out. Hutch using a variety of strategies. So Karja going straight left.
Yeah, Karjan's going straight left. That is good. Gonna make up a bit of that time. We'll see. We'll see how this plays out. If there's any stumbles on Ganon.
Hutch is gonna get 7 parts and setting up some Aria strats here with the for land mode 2. The only boss we did not see up to this point. We saw all the bosses from the other dungeons. No, we didn't see Vidi.
We didn't. Yeah, we did not see Vidi.
Yeah.
Kind of sad. The ice rod wasn't on green pendant.
Yeah, that was now that nasty. Right, so 4th floor cleared. Hutch.
And Karjan's starting on the climb now.
Yep. And silvers will make this faster. But, okay, they're cleared the mimics.
Yeah, we should have had a pedestal pull for Mirror Shield. I don't get why neither runner did that. Karjan does need to be a little bit careful with the magic here without having that half magic. Do have a blue potion, I believe, so worst case
Yeah.
can refill it.
Well, that's
Kind
not
of worth this bottle to get at this point.
so.
Oh, just missed that last one. That last one landmill.
Carter's a little late again, but got the backup. Ooh, got a nice angled single hit there, round one, and
And that's I get 2 down.
Alright, so we get the fade to black on the timer, and Karjan out of magic.
Yeah, it's kind of was afraid of. I think they have a.
Yeah, they're
Again, that small magic's not going to help because the torch is going to go out. And they're going to have to probably use that.
Yeah.
Actually, they might have enough. No, they will have enough. Actually, yeah.
It's gotta be
quick.
Yep. All right, so there's 151, 53 on the fade to black. Yeah, it's gonna need Karjan needs a fall here.
Yep, a fall or a death. Though a death will be pretty hard with a red mail, half magic, cape, all these hearts.
Yeah. Yeah, the fall is okay. So phase 3 already underway.
Oh, got a fall just on Karjan's
Yeah.
side.
So, I'm trying to work through the logic. So, yeah, so Hutch, because of the glitch with Pod getting the hammer out of logic, strangely that probably saved him. It wasn't just that, but it just occurred to me that because Catfish had the bow, you need the bow technically to get around, get that hammer in Pod. So, Karjan did it the intended way, Hutch didn't, and Hutch ultimately long-term benefited.
Yeah, to some extent, though. I think if Karjan would have got to Ice Palace a couple minutes quicker, I think it would have. They still would have benefited so heavily from getting that bow earlier.
That delay, it was almost 30 minutes between Swamp and Ice completion. Yeah, it was about a 20-minute gap, and too many other checks that ultimately did not pan out, leaving Ice for last, and that was ultimately what did Karjan in, I think.
I think we almost have enough hits on Ganon. I haven't been counting, but it feels like we gotta be there. We gotta be close.
Like 10 or I think it's at 10 or 11 now.
Well, that wasn't 11. There we go.
Yeah, I thought.
All right, everybody, get your GGs and chats for Hutch, who will be taking this series 2-0 and will be our fighter sword champion.
Yes, indeed. Clocking with an official race time of 1 hour, 55 minutes, and 2 seconds. So GG's to Hutch for, this was definitely a race where, we got two very different routes throughout. And Hutch had a hard time early on, but did a tremendous job battling back. And, the bow coming up for Hutch in Skull was huge. Like that really is where things started to kind of turn in their direction for the first time.
Yeah, having that second bow not be like, in GT
Right.
or something horrible was huge.
Yeah. Okay. No torch glitch for Karjan.
Yeah, I mean, you don't really need it with silvers.
No.
Well, usually.
Usually, I mean, Karjan got to be careful. Okay, so
Or I can get double here. Yep.
there it is.
Yep, and not that far behind, honestly.
No. Yeah. It definitely does kind of lend it and bring some of those late game routes. It kind of brings them up into question, but such as it is. But Karjan clocks with the official race time of 1 hour, 56 minutes, and 25 seconds.
And I think we're gonna see about getting at least Hutch in here for an interview.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, overall, that was that's exciting. A bit of a back and forth, and even at the end, it still kept pretty close. I mean, it's less than a minute and a
Yeah.
half difference on the finish time
Yeah.
there.
Both had their really good runs. Both had struggles. Like Hutch had a really rough start. Didn't get the fighter sword for a long time because of that unfortunate death that kind of steered Hutch away for a while. Both runners in for an interview.
Yep, sounds like we're just give them a little time after that. Still sad we didn't see the mirror shield. Why did we not get a pedestal pull just for the mirror shield? Think of how much time it could have saved on Laser Bridge.
I know, right? Both runners had a whale of a time with it. All right. We are welcomed by both competitors tonight, Hutch and Karjan. GG's.
And GG.
Karjan, that was a good run, GG.
Yeah, GG Hutch.
Yeah, I thought I was so far behind looking for the ice
Well,
rod. I don't know what your go mode item was, but
it was
Trot.
It was Ice Rod, yeah.
I tried.
Um, but both there was definitely some twists and turns. Like Hutch, for example, that death in Mini Moldorm Cave kept you from that sword for about a good 15 minutes.
Oh yeah. Well, and I knew something was in there, and
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, I got a B now. So
yeah, yeah. Inventory was kind of an issue for both of you at various points, mostly with bombs and magic. Had a tendency to like, oh crap, we're out.
Yeah, I mean,
Yup.
But
overall, that race was. Both of you had advantages at different times. It was pretty
mm,
crazy to watch.
yeah,
It's very very back and forth. Hey, you may not think that as you're playing it, but it's very back and forth for sure.
yeah. Yeah, no, because it was pretty close going. Because both you were done with Aga 1 about a minute apart, and that's actually where things swung for the first time. Because Karjan, you went north, Hutch, you went south after Pyramid, and surprise, surprise, Catfish had the other bow.
yeah, that was on the back of my mind to go check catfish because I knew I was out of logic.
Right,
So
and yeah, because and there was we theorized there was no reason you were going to do it because you'd done Zora by that point and Karjan hadn't. So, but yeah, it turns out because Hammer was behind Mimic, was behind the Mimics, and but then so Karjan jumped to a pretty good lead for a while, but then Hutch, you were saved by the other bow being in Skull Woods.
yeah, oh yeah, definitely. I got nothing but lucky on this seed.
but and but it was definitely very back and forth throughout. I mean, you know like both of you had pretty substantial leads at various points, and again with all these changes, it was what, 90 seconds, not even 90 seconds difference. I mean, you know it's definitely a testament, to the mode where there's so many differences. Like, I have to check my splits, but in terms of dungeons, yeah, except for Turtle Rock, you both did the first six crystals in very different orders. That's pretty hard to do.
Well, the layout of the items did lend itself towards doing those crystals in almost any order,
Agreed.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
except
especially
for Skull Woods and Turtle Rock. Depending upon when you dipped ice.
right, and that ultimately may have been the late game difference. Karjan was not going to ice. You did pretty much a lot of the other overworld checks. I think you dipped TR partly, and then that came up as a no go, and then eventually ice probably came about 5 minutes too late.
Yeah, and I did want to ask about that, Karjan. Is there any reason you were putting off Ice Palace? It did feel like there were a couple of points we thought you were going there, but you didn't, and we were kind of wondering like, was there any reason you were delaying going in there?
Not really. It was mostly just like it felt very overworldy, so I kept doing overworld until I
Yeah,
ran out of good chains.
yeah. No, that's fair, and there was a lot still to do, and you're right that a lot. It did feel, you know, I got pinged for something else, and but yeah, you're right that a lot of the overworld checks. I think what Samaria was in Swamp in the big chest, but it did feel like, yeah, you're right that a lot of the good stuff was coming up overworld.
Yeah, because I mean, I got my bow and catfish, and then immediately
Right.
went down into into pod and then found my hammer, and then it was like, well, and then, oh, those vanilla mitts.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we were surprised. Like, we were like, where the hell are these mitts? You know? Oh, that's where they are.
Friggin' vanilla mitts. That is just, love that.
Yeah.
But at least I felt better about doing Aga after finding that, because I'd found my hammer in pod and the mitts in thieves, and I was before that I was kind of like, bet you it's in desert. Bet you the answer's desert. Bet you the answer's desert.
Well,
it was not.
No, yeah, desert was largely orphaned, and nobody went into mire. Right? There's really no reason to. So yeah, the southwest side, apart from some of the overworld stuff, it was largely neglected. But but yeah, again, this is one I think that's kind of fun to watch, just because you both did things quite differently, so it was interesting to see.
Yeah, and I mean, let's be real. It's just kind of that's kind of the way the luck goes in randos sometimes. That the fire rod just happened to be an ice palace. There's a progressive sword in there, right? Very lucky for Hutch, unlucky for Karjan.
Yeah,
it's kind of how it is sometimes.
Yeah.
Because Hutch, you went to Ice Palace pretty early on, if I remember correctly. I think you went there before Mountain even.
Yeah. Well, it was green and it was just right there, so I had tempered sword, so it would have been an easy fight. So I figure I'll just clear everything, try and end on the mountain.
Yeah.
And it almost paid off had I checked Spike Cave.
Well, it's certainly Ice Palace, getting the fire rod, that kind of started your own little bit of a chain reaction there, because right after that it was Woods, and then Pod, and then Eastern, and that was, you got four clear crystals cleared in under 15 minutes. So it went from 4 to 2 to 6 to 4, just almost instantly.
Yeah, had I not found a bow, the chain would have been the upper route, and I would have ended it over at Catfish. But yeah, once I had that bow, I'm like, I'll just leave Island Catfish.
So, but kind of going, kind of more of a big picture view. Now that the tournament's over, what are your thoughts? Karjan, we'll start with you.
I mean, I had a great deal of fun, and I feel like I learned quite a bit in this whole thing.
Yeah. Who's your mentor?
I was mentored by Breadcoon, and then Jay Masha, and then TJ Maelstrom, and then Scatsman.
Okay. And what was the biggest lesson, if there is one? What was the biggest thing you learned, or really seemed to feel like you hit your stride on?
Using the boots and hook shot better.
Okay. Yeah, those movement techs for sure. Didn't get as many opportunities today, but I could definitely see it. Being a huge thing. Any final thoughts on the tournament itself? People interested. They want to do this.
If people want to jump into this, do it when the next mentor tournament shows up, or just ask around, because this community has been incredibly helpful and incredibly friendly, and if you ask nicely, a lot of people will just answer your questions. So it's been a great time all around, and I've definitely enjoyed it.
Yeah, and Hutch, vice versa, same deal. What were your thoughts? Who were your mentors, and what did you come away as the biggest learning experience for you?
Well, I started playing this about November, so I'm
wow.
fairly new to the bracket, to basically rando. Yeah, my mentors, I started week 1 with Scatsman, and then I have Furious Prince and Gumby. And I learned a lot of the glitches, a lot of the movement. Routing was a big thing because I struggled with routing just being a new player. And yeah, I'd love to get better with boots because some of my boots movement is really subpar. So that's one thing I want to work on. But yeah, anyone wanting to join this, I highly recommend it because I've learned more in these last couple of months than I had playing this game way back in the 90s.
Yeah. Those of us, of a certain age can remember when this was, early on and was like the greatest thing ever, and still is, I think, for many.
Yeah, no. What's up next? Are you going to continue playing? Any other tournament plans? Maybe did you enter the Kaz Boots tourney, or have any plans? Playing anymore?
I'm gonna watch for some async races, but probably what I'll do is I'll go back to working on my tracker because I've been building my own tracker, so I'm working on Bonk
Great.
Shuffle and Shop Sanity and some
nice.
stuff now. So
Awesome.
yeah, and honestly, that's what I've been using in this whole tournament. So, but yeah, that's probably what I will do, and I'll try and pick up some of these async races that are always happening.
Mm-hmm.
And what about you, Karjan? Any current future plans as far as rando goes?
I mean, I've got 2 more races in the Kaz Boots before I'm totally kicked out. And after that, it's mostly just going to be, I'm going to be occasionally joining pickup races, and otherwise mostly just having fun with weird modes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you see some of them online, and it's like, jeez, what they've been able to do with this. I've been watching this for like 10 years now, and it's like, God, the stuff that people have come up with over these years is remarkable.
Yeah, I rolled one of the B mode seeds weeks ago and had a blast with that, just trying to figure out what the heck that was all about. So, just going to be doing more.
So I'll have to look those up.
Instead of a sword, you have bees.
Oh,
slashing the sword releases a bee, and the bee contains the attributes of whichever Y item you have equipped. So, like the fire rod, the bee will set things on fire, or the hammer, it'll do hammer damage and stuff like that. So it's really weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of want to see a race of this now.
That's what I'm thinking too.
Yeah. Well, again, GG's to both you, Hutch. Congrats on being the Fighter Sword champion, and Karjan for a very strong runner-up finish. So GG's to both of you.
Yeah, GG's.
Yeah, and thanks to Mr. Angry Pants, our excellent restreamer, Umbra, for doing a great job with the tracking, my co-comp Fire Elements, joining me tonight.
Yeah, great job to Froa on cons with me, and just congrats again to Hutch. You're our Fighter Sword champion for this year, so congrats.
And with it comes all the glory, right?
Yeah,
it does.
Absolutely.
You get a nice, you get an icon next to your name in the Discord server, I think, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, I'll take it. Oh yeah, They just showed up. Fighter Sword champion.
Hey.
Hey, nice.